But today, if you want to write something down as a point to take away, if we trade our convictions for convenience. So, how many of you have noticed that it's kind of tense out in the world today? Guys, I get into complicated conversations. Some of them, you start out and you say the wrong thing, and you're backed into a corner, you've made someone upset, you've offended them. If anybody doesn't have that, or it goes on their social media feed and they don't instantly want to run from half of their followers and friends and family, or you hide some of them. If you have that in your life, could you just raise your hand? Because I want to schedule lunch with you, because I need whatever you got going on in your life. But for the rest of you this morning, I want to talk to you about this, because it's an actual issue that we're facing right now as Christians. It seems a little more difficult to stay close to Jesus in this current culture that we're living in. There's things that are coming at us, and everywhere we turn, it's so easy to not focus on God. That brings questions to mind, like how do you live in a godly marriage when the culture around you devalues marriage? How do you find yourself having integrity in a world that's full of darkness and compromise? How do you raise your kids to follow Jesus in this world when most of the friends that they're coming in contact with are being raised not following Jesus? And how do you get your kids to understand that putting God first leads to life and prosperity when the culture says me first? But the truth of the matter is, we get into problems with people. Many people in culture are increasingly hostile, and they're specifically hostile to Christian values. So what do? Sometimes you're caught between compromise or conviction. Anybody ever felt like you're there? But today, if you want to write something down as a point to take away, if we trade our convictions for convenience, we risk losing the very foundation of who we are in Christ. So how do we stand strong in our faith and love well? Because that's something that we're called to do. See, we're not just called to stand firm in our faith, we're called to love well while we're doing it.